If you want your day to go smoother as a homemaker, you need a morning routine that works for your life and not someone else's. Not that long ago, I was standing in the hallway with a toddler on my hip, a baby crying in the next room, my hair a mess, and I wasn't even dressed. And I was thinking to myself, this day is already hard. I'm exhausted, and it's not even 8 a.m. yet. And at what point, that was most of my mornings. I had no routine, and I would constantly wake up to noise and needs and no margin to ease into my day with a little bit of quiet. I wanted time to pray, to breathe, to spend a little time with the Lord, but it just didn't happen consistently. Most videos about morning routines show you what they do and what order and what works for them, but they don't teach you how to build one that actually fits your life. Once I figured that out, everything started to shift for me. So in this video, I'm not giving you a checklist because that's not what you need. I'm showing you how to build a routine that fits your season and your life so that you can start your days feeling more settled, more focused, and ready to show up for what matters most. I'm Lauren, a homeschooling mom of 5, and I help Christian homemakers like you create systems and routines from the ground up that fit your life and home. If that sounds like something you need, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss what's coming next. So let's go ahead and jump in. If your mornings feel chaotic, this is probably why. Most women skip this step and it sabotages everything that follows. I was sitting at the dining table late one night doing my planning. The lamp was on, the house was finally quiet. I had my planner open in front of me and I was staring at the page thinking, why does every morning still feel so hard? I had tried so many other people's routines and I really wanted to make it work, but none of them worked because I had never stopped to actually think what I actually needed. So that was my mistake, and this is where you need to start. Before you create any routine, take time to reflect on 2 simple things. Who are you becoming and what matters most right now? You need to think beyond tasks. Ask yourself, do I want to be more peaceful, more prayerful, more present? Do I want to grow into a wise woman? Do I want to bring more warmth and calm into my house, more order? Your habits are shaping you. So your routine should gently move you towards the woman that God is creating you to be. And then just think about what is constantly derailing your mornings. You need to name the obstacles if you want to overcome them. Is it late nights? Is it hitting snooze? Are you looking at your phone before you crack open your Bible and spend some time with the Lord? Don't skip this reflection because you can't fix what you don't identify. Now think ahead of time. What's realistic for this season? A full routine that has all the bells and whistles might not be what you can do right now if you're especially in a hard season, and that's okay. It's very important to start with very simple and sustainable. Even one small win can anchor your whole morning. And if you're sitting there thinking, yep, that's me, I'm overwhelmed and I've been waking up and reacting all morning, I created something that I believe will really help. It's a free training that helps you get out of survival mode and start building routines and systems that work for your home. It's super practical and it's something that you can take action on right away. And you can grab it down below. It's totally free. So anyway, now that you've named what matters and what's getting in the way, you've laid the foundation. So let's take the next step. Choose your core morning habits. If you only had 10 minutes in the morning, what would you do? Your answer could be the start of a routine that finally sticks. My morning routine has changed throughout all different seasons. After having our last baby, mornings felt kind of difficult, as you can imagine. I was exhausted, and at some point, you get to that point of wanting a little bit of normalcy. So one morning, I slipped on some clothes, splashed my face with cold water, grabbed a cup of hot coffee, and sat down in my chair with my Bible, read a psalm and proverb, and prayed in the quiet. It was simple, and it was lovely. Starting back into a morning routine like that really helped bring a sense of normalcy. And honestly, it helped me feel like myself again. And that's happened in multiple seasons like that. That quiet little morning didn't include some big checklist or a full routine, but it was made up of my core habits. And that's what made it work. And this is the heart of your morning routine. Your core habits are the things you're going to keep in place no matter what season you're in, even in the hard ones. Here's how to choose yours. 1, pick what helps you feel ready. Not completely ready, but just ready to move into the day. Ask yourself, what helped me feel physically awake? And what helps me step into my home with a better mindset? And these habits are not about doing more. They're about starting your morning with more intentionality. So start with what you already do or some basic things that you know you want to do. Some examples might be getting dressed, brushing your hair, putting a little makeup on, brushing your teeth, making your bed. That's definitely one that I recommend for everybody, or even starting a load of laundry. If you're in an especially exhausting season, make sure you are choosing what is doable. And then 2, most importantly, start the time with the Lord. As a Christian woman, this is your foundation. You don't need an hour-long devotional. Sometimes all I had was 5 minutes in the Psalms. But those 5 minutes shaped my entire day. John 15 reminds us, we can't bear fruit apart from him. So, if we want to have homes that reflect peace, order, and love, it has to start with Christ. Spiritual habits don't have to be big to be powerful, just consistent. Some simple ways to begin: read one psalm aloud. You can pray a short prayer for your day. You can keep a Bible or journal in the same spot each morning to make them easy to find. Or if this is all you can do, write one verse down on a note card and take it with you throughout the day. The focus here is not performance. It is meeting with the Lord who waits to be gracious to you. Now that you've set your core habits, especially time with the Lord, you've laid the most important part of your morning routine. From here, we're not moving away from that foundation, but we're going to simply layer on a few simple, life-giving habits that flow from it. Habits that can support your day and serve your home well. A lot of routines fizzle out because they only focus on what has to get done. So let's talk about some habits that can help you enjoy your morning. After coming out of this recent postpartum season, I got to a spot where I felt like I had a little more energy. So one morning when the house was quiet and the lights were low, I rolled out my mat and did a short workout routine in our living room. Just a few simple exercises to get moving again. And by the end, I could feel the difference. I wasn't dragging through the morning like usual. I felt more energized, more present, like I was stepping into the day instead of catching up to it. Those endorphins were flowing and it was wonderful. It was such a small addition to my routine, but it helped the rest of the morning go smoothly. So you can begin adding a few life-giving habits like this. Simple things that bring joy, warmth, and momentum into your morning. But here's the key: because you only have so much time, so you want to choose wisely. Even though this part of your routine is meant to be enjoyable, it still needs to be intentional. You're not just adding more for the sake of it. You're building a rhythm intentionally that serves your home and your heart. So start here. Think about who you are becoming. Do you want to be a wise, steady Christian mom, the gracious woman who gets honor? Do you want to be more prepared to care for your family without being frantic? Do you want to be more fit and strong? Let that vision guide the habits that you're choosing. Not to do more, but just to help you take small, meaningful steps towards the woman that you want to become in Christ. Let those desires shape what you add next. And then I would say just start with one or two. This part of your routine is not about getting ahead, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So here are some ideas to consider if it's helpful. You can do a light workout, like I mentioned, a short walk, start a load of laundry, tidy one space of the house, light a candle or turn on some soft worship music, write in a prayer journal. If you're wanting to connect more with your family, you could leave meaningful notes in a lunchbox or tacked up where they brush their teeth, or just sit for a few minutes with your coffee and a good book before the house wakes up. I want you to choose what feels realistic and is life-giving. It doesn't need to be impressive. It just needs to help you move into the day with more intentionality. And go slow. If a habit is brand new, try adding one thing this week. If that feels like too much, stretch it out. You're not rushing to create a flawless routine here. You're building something that is meant to last. If something doesn't work, that's okay. Change it. Let it go. Try something else. This routine is here to serve you, and it's not the other way around. Here's the beauty: these small additions can really bring peace and clarity and joy to your morning, and they often spill over into the rest of the day in the best way. So now that you've chosen a few steady core habits and maybe added one or two extras that bring a little bit more joy, you're ready for the part of it that pulls it all together. So let's walk through how to create the routine that actually fits your morning, flows in a realistic order, and helps you start the day without scrambling. You've got the right habit, but if your mornings still feel rushed or scattered, it's probably not what you're doing, but how you're doing it. I used to think a solid morning routine needed a full hour. I would write a long list of everything I wanted to do: quiet time, workout, chores. And by the end of it, I felt more stressed than before I started. One morning, I was halfway through my list when the baby woke up early. I remember looking down at my notebook, then at the mess around me, and thinking, this is not working. I need something simpler. So I went back to the drawing board, kept what mattered, tossed what didn't, and that's when my routine finally started to work. So you've already chosen your core habits, the ones that help you feel prepared and ready to start your day, and you've added those life-giving habits that help give you a little bit of momentum for the day. Now it's time to pull the pieces into a morning routine that actually fits your life, and here's how to do that. One, you need to decide when the routine needs to end. Before setting a wake-up time, ask, what time does my routine need to be finished? Is it when your kids wake up? Is it when your husband goes to work? Is it when you need to start breakfast? Mark that as your finish line, and that's your anchor. Number two, estimate how much time your routine will take. Look back at the habits you've chosen and think, how long will each one take realistically? Are you trying to do 5 quick habits or 2 longer ones? And then consider whether or not you want to add a few extra minutes for margin in case a little one wakes up or you need to attend to somebody. And let's be real, sometimes you're a little slower in the morning anyways. So I would definitely advise adding a few extra minutes to your morning routine. 3, choose your wake up time. If you think your habits are going to take you 30 minutes-ish and you need to be finished by 7 a.m., I would aim to wake up at 6:30. You don't need to become a 5 a.m. person if that does not serve you right now. Even just waking up 15 or 20 minutes earlier than everybody else makes a world of difference. Number 4, pick your first step of the day. This is a prime mover to get you out of bed. And this one is very important. So just think, what's one thing that you can do when you first wake up that will help you get out of bed and not hit snooze? So just think, what's one quick action that you can do immediately when you wake up that helps you move instead of rolling over and hitting snooze? Some ideas are sit up immediately and put your feet on the floor. Another one that I like to do is just sit up and drink a glass of water. You could turn on your lamp if your husband's up with you. Another thing I've done in the past is walk straight into the bathroom and splash your face with cold water. This isn't a habit like reading your Bible or drinking coffee. It's actually more of a cue, so it should take less than 30 seconds to do. It's just something that helps you get out of bed to get you going for the rest of your morning routine. Number 5, put your habits into a realistic order. Basically, just take all the habits that you have compiled and arrange them into a flow that makes sense for your morning. Just keep it simple. You're not trying to create a full schedule at this point, just a natural rhythm for your morning that you can move through without overthinking it. Once you've built your routine, I highly recommend that you write it down and then tack it up somewhere that you can see it. Write it down on an index card, make something pretty on the computer and print it out. It just needs to be something physical that you can easily glance at when you're feeling foggy in the morning. You don't need to follow it perfectly, but having it written out keeps you from redeciding what to do every single morning. Your routine doesn't have to be fancy or packed full. It just needs to help you start your day with more calm, clarity, and just more alignment overall with your priorities. Even a short, simple routine can shape your whole day, especially when it's built around what matters most to you. Now that you've built a morning routine that fits your season, you might be thinking, how am I going to make this stick? Because let's be honest, creating a morning routine is one thing. Sticking with it when life gets chaotic, that's where most people get stuck. Most routines don't fall apart because they're bad. They fall apart because life gets real. Not too long ago, there was a week where nothing went as planned. I was exhausted. The baby wasn't sleeping and I felt like I was behind on everything. One morning, I just told myself, just get dressed, light a candle, get some time in the Word. That's enough. And it was. That choice helped me stay grounded without throwing everything out. So real life is going to test your routines. Sickness, a tough week, sleepless night, it happens to everybody. What matters is how you respond when things start slipping. So here's what helped me. Just keep it small. Stick with what feels doable. Build slowly. Like I said before, only add one habit at a time. Here's the key. Don't skip twice. 1 missed day is normal. 2 in a row is where things start to unravel. That simple idea is from Atomic Habit, and it's helped me more than anything has. Just start the next day again, even if it's with bare minimum. Just show up. Your routine does not have to be flawless to be effective. It just needs to be steady enough to return to. And remember this, you guys, consistency over perfection is where the real transformation happens. Your mornings don't have to be long or flawless to make a difference. The goal here is not to perform. It's to be intentional with how your mornings begin, to rule over your morning rather than letting it rule over you, so that you can meet your day with more peace and more clarity and have something to pour into the people that God's entrusted to you. This is how we build homes that are life-giving, not just for us, but for the little hearts that we're shaping and the men that we're loving. When your mornings have a rhythm, your whole day finds calm and direction, not because it's perfect, but because it's anchored and intentional. So keep going. Keep abiding. Give yourself grace as you grow. You're doing holy work, even in the quiet, ordinary moment. And if your mornings still feel a little off after all of this, there's one more piece that might be missing, your evenings. In the next video, I'll walk you through the 1-minute evening habits that help set your mornings up for success. It's simple, realistic, and makes a bigger difference than you might think. So when you're ready, head to that video and I'll meet you there. Thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you in the next one.